This is Empress Bridget with a special 7-card New Year reading for 2023 for Leo, the sign of Leo for 2023. And if you enjoy my readings, please subscribe to my channel as I'm just started and trying to get it going. So here's the first card for Leo for 2023. And this card talks about what is transitioning from last year, 2022, and starting this year. Judgment. So that is a card of transition. It talks about really the end of one life phase and the beginning of another. And this is definitely the beginning of a positive life phase. This is the symbolism, and I talk about the symbolism because I find it helps people connect with the cards and remember their reading better. So that's why I do that. Judgment. It talks about Judgment Day, where Gabriel, the Archangel Gabriel, comes down, blows his horn, and people are brought up into heaven. That's the basics that behind the symbolism, and it's pretty obvious. It's talking about being called to a new life phase, and it's positive. It's a wonderful new life phase, and that started last year for you, Leo, and it's going to continue to 2023. So now the next card is what you can expect in 2023. Wow, this is a pretty darn good card to have for 2023 for Leo. Ace of Cups. Cups are hearts. They talk about all the things that meet our basic human needs, and for love, support, for friendship, for being respected, acknowledged, just feeling supported, all of that tied up in hearts. And the ace, of course, is an amazing, strong card, and it talks about a gift. If you look, part of this is if you see the hand coming from the cloud, that sort of represents the universe, the gift from the universe that you're receiving. And in this case, it's like being held in a loving embrace from the universe. But also, Leo, this could talk about romance. This could talk about real world love or being supported in some other way. Maybe you begin to find sort of your tribe, your group, and in 2023 that you really are, fit into. So that's a very nice thing to look forward to in 2023. Be looking for it, be open to it, and sort of see where it could lead you. So now the next thing is an opportunity or challenge. So this looks to me like, Leo, this is a challenge. This is the Nine of Wands. Now, wands are fire. In their real world, there's something that has to be done. Their initiatives, their jobs, their things. And this is somebody who looks like they are coming out. They're recovering from some difficulties, maybe even feeling overwhelmed, that they had to sort of deal with and fight their way through. But if you notice, he is in front now. They are behind him. So, Leo, it looks like you may have been coming from a time for a lot of Leos where you had some difficulties you really had to deal with. But it looks like it's coming to the end now. You see how he is in front of them, and he still has his own staff. He's a little, little beat up, but he made it through. So I'm thinking that that's saying that in 2023, you're going to be sort of more, again, a positive transition and sort of try to leave some of that behind, okay? So now the next card, we're going to talk about harnessing your inner power. Wow. So this is the Chariot. Interesting that you're getting two major arcana cards, which are very strong and talk about sort of bigger life issues. The Chariot is another very, very positive transition card. The Chariot talks about moving forward positively. That's what it means. And and you'll see that there's two sphinxes. So this isn't just horses. This is sort of spirit, guiding and moving forward. And notice one's dark and one is light. That is sort of the conscious and the subconscious mind, what is known and what is hidden. And it talks about, as part of this positive transition, really balancing those things. Don't just listen to, the day-to-day things. Listen to your inner voice. Please be very aware, because these are messages. Remember, the Sphinxes brought a message from Spirit. So as you make this positive transition, please listen to that inner voice, Leo, because it will help you. Okay? Take advantage of the opportunities that it looks like you're having, especially since you've worked so hard to come through some difficulties. Transition forward. Pay attention. Okay? So now, this next one, we're looking how to move forward in next year. Another one. This card is the Six of Wands. Remember I said wands are real world fire. They're things that are done. And this talks about being acknowledged. He's the conquering hero coming by in the parade, and he's being, cheering. And so this, I almost think this relates to here, where you came through all of this. Now you're doing a positive transition where you're going to be able to go back and really do things on your own, initiative. That you're going to be more in charge now, and you're going to be able to really feel that you're doing things the way you want, and you're doing them right. And this looks like another positive beginnings. And this could be career related, but it could be a lot of things. It's just something where you are doing it. We are involved in its action. And this is, see this white horse, this is also, whenever an animal's in the tarot, it's a spirit guide. And this is talking the same thing with the chariot, with the sphinxes. Listen to your inner voice as you go through, because it will guide you. It will guide you to sort of get more control. I believe this is talking about from your really having difficulties, having to deal with them, now transitioning to where you have more control of your situation. That's what it looks like is a possibility for you, Leo. Now remember, all of this, because it's wands, is something you need to do. It's not just going to sit in your lap. You need to get out there, move forward, be aware, and take up this ability. Put the work in so you can take back the control that you really want to be able to do. Now, this next is sort of the next steps now. This is the Page of Swords. Swords are air element, and they talk about ideas, words, communications. Also, they can talk about criticism, and sometimes they can talk about conflict. Now, the Page of Swords, if you're starting something new this year, Leo, be aware that some people may criticize. Some people just criticize. We know nowadays, people criticize everything all the time, no matter what it is. So as you're moving forward with this, if you start having people sort of cut you, because they take the sword and they use their words to cut. That's what that means. But they're pages, so they're weak. They're not really anybody that you necessarily have to worry about. So don't let it cut your confidence. Just keep dealing, move forward, and just sort of see what 2023 can bring for you. Now, here's the overall theme for 2023, and this is the Lovers. So, along with the Ace of Cups and the Lovers, I do want to say that for some Leos, not all, but for some Leos, it could be a year for romance. It could be, okay? Because these can be read that way. It's just one aspect of them. But for some Leos, this could really be a year where you meet somebody. So, But the sort of the wider aspect is the Lovers talks about balance. It talks about sort of deciding how you're going to be moving forward. And I think that relates back to the Six of Wands, where you're taking back control, all right? And so, Leo, there's the fiery man and the earth female, balancing the two, listening to both sides of your sort of, personality. Try to really integrate your, all your feelings. They're all fine. So try to integrate them. You may also, the traditional meaning is you may have a decision to make this year. You may have more than one decision. It could be a year where there's so much transition that you do have decisions to make. Listen, be aware. Listen to all of it, though. I mean, if you're feeling something, ask, why am I feeling that? That's the female part. A lot of times that's the most important message you're going to get is, why is my gut telling me that? So listen to, your conscious, see what's going on out there. Do the action, do the work, because fire is action. But also be aware of your feelings. And both of those, if you have to make any decisions or do positive transition, try to balance both of those aspects. So Leo, could be a really positive year for you. It's up to you. You've got to be aware. You've got to do the work. You've got to make wise decisions. Make wise decisions. Get the information. Listen to your inner voice. Really do both. You've come through a tough time. You have some opportunity for some support. Very positive transition, getting some more control. I think this is a very important card for you. Don't let any criticism get in your way. And it looks like 2023 could be a really strong year for Leos, and a time where you'll look back at the end of the year and say, okay, finally begin something that may lead you to a very, very positive place in the future. So again, Leo, if you enjoy my reading, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope you have a wonderful 2023.